All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, new this morning, a new Arkansas law is changing the way that traffic stops are handled for drivers with mental illness or autism.
5 News reporter Jacob Luthi joining us with more on how law enforcement is putting new state programs into practice. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, good morning. The state's new blue and green envelope program, signed into law by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders last year, are designed to reduce stress, improve communication, and keep everyone safer during police encounters. The two programs went into effect at the start of the new year. Act 531, which creates the green envelope program for drivers with a mental illness, and Act 16, which establishes the blue envelope program for drivers on the autism spectrum, are designed to hold important documents and signal to officers that clear, calm communication may be needed. Lieutenant Ben Hoyt with the Arkansas State Police says any tool to increase communication between an officer and the public is invaluable.
Extremely valuable. Any extra tool that we can put in our toolbox is going to help the outcome. It's going to help the officer. It's going to help the person that they're dealing with. So it's great to see that we're moving forward.
Now, the envelopes are available now and can be requested at no charge. No diagnosis documentation is required. The Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration says its role was to turn the new law into something Arkansans could actually use. Over the past several months, the department has been preparing more than 130 revenue offices across the state and expanding access by making both envelopes available online.
You have so many Arkansans that may not be able to get to an office or just simply, may have mobility concerns. So with a click of a couple of buttons, we'll put that in the mail to you and you'll see it in a couple of days. It's just as simple as give us your name, give us your address, tell us which one of the envelopes you want, and we'll place it in the mail to you.
Now, the Arkansas State Police says as early as the second week of troop school, officers begin classroom training on autism spectrum disorder and mental illnesses. The new law in place, Lieutenant Hoyt says a statewide curriculum has been developed to ensure all officers recognize the blue and green envelopes and know how to respond when they're presented. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
All right, thank you for that update on that story, Jacob. We appreciate it. Well, a community meeting in Mansfield this week shed light on fire department issues and the challenges of funding emergency services.
5 News reporter Laura Castleman was there and has the details.
Mansfield citizens gathered to share concerns about first response times and to hear from local leaders. City leaders and residents gathered to discuss recent changes in leadership and concerns about fire department operations. Officials addressed misinformation spread on social media and stressed the importance of community support, especially through fire dues.
We pay $50 a year, and that's for the fire protection, for the fire department to come out. And there's 73 people out of 900 that's paying their fire dues.
And it had just gotten to the point to where I felt like we needed to have a public meeting to let everybody know the truth about what's really going on in the city of Mansfield.
Mayor Buddy Black of Mansfield says that this meeting was really all about clearing up misinformation and that firefighters and first responders follow different standards. In Mansfield, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
Well, 5 people have been arrested in connection with the murder of a Muldrow man.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation says 30-year-old Derek Marshall was shot to death in early November. 9 days later, his body was found near the Arkansas River in Van Buren. Danny Goad is now accused of first-degree murder. He additionally faces a weapons charge after a prior felony conviction.
3 other suspects, Jason Quick, Rhonda Jeremiah, and Jerry Pratt, face accessory charges. Northern England is accused of obstructing an officer in connection with the case.
Well, today a man accused of capital murder is set to have a hearing in Washington County. Zachary Clark was arrested in February 2024. Police say he allegedly shot and killed Thomas McKinney at Clark's home in Fayetteville. According to a preliminary report, Clark told officers he mistook McKinney for someone else. A court document filed Thursday shows that the state has waived the death penalty. Clark's trial is set for January 26th. Well, this morning, the FBI is investigating a shooting in Portland, Oregon.
The Department of Homeland Security says that federal agent shot 2 people who were attempting to flee. Local police say a man and woman are now being treated in a hospital for their wounds. On social media, the Department of Homeland Security said that the shooting happened Thursday during a traffic stop, targeting a vehicle whose driver and passenger have alleged ties to a Venezuelan gang.
DHS says that the driver weaponized that vehicle and tried to run over agents, and that the officer who fired the gun feared for his life. The FBI's Portland office says it is, quote, investigating an assault on a federal officer.
We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
The city's mayor, Keith Wilson, is demanding a halt to federal immigration operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation is complete. Meanwhile, protesters gathered outside of an ICE facility in Portland overnight. We're also learning more about the ICE agent who killed a woman in Minneapolis. CBS News confirming the agent who shot Renee Good is Jonathan Ross. According to FBI investigators, he has served for over a decade with a specially trained tactical ICE unit in Minneapolis. Last summer, a video showed him being dragged by a suspect during an arrest, leaving him with serious injuries. The FBI is now investigating his decision to open fire, with several top officials now weighing in.
She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself.
This was an act of domestic terrorism.
Well, Thursday night, protesters gathered in Minneapolis saying this latest shooting is a painful reminder of past enforcement deaths.
You know, this goes back to George Floyd, Melissa Harton, and now this. It's like, what's next? And I'm 81 years old. I care about this country. I served in the military, and I just don't like what's happening.
In an overnight press conference, Governor Tim Walz acknowledged the community's strong emotions and urged protesters to remain peaceful.
Well, here at home, local groups are planning protests in response to the Minnesota ICE shooting. One group will meet at 6 tonight at the corner of Emmett Avenue and Thompson Street in Springdale. In Fort Smith, the organization 50501 says it plans to gather tomorrow at 3 on 74th Street and Rogers Avenue. And then in Bentonville, Invisible NWA will host a protest on Sunday at 12:30 on the corner of Southwest 14th and I Streets.